Namaste and hello. My name is Laura, and I'm so excited that you found your way here today and that you're ready to dive into a mini restorative practice with me. This restorative practice that we'll enjoy today is part of an immersion, a full moon restorative immersion, yoga immersion for peace. So this is an immersion that maybe you've heard of it and you might be joining in as part of the 5 day sequence. And thank you for being here. Either way, if this is something you're just hearing about, then just know I'll include a link below in the description and in the comments for this video so that you can sign up and join along. We have a playlist curated for you. It's an immersion that's happening over 5 days on YouTube, over 4 channels, across 4 channels that belong to my beloved peers and mentors, Ali Boothroyd, Tiina and Kristyn Rose Foster. So let's go ahead and begin with today's practice. We will enjoy some pratapana, some opening, lubricating movements for the hips, and then settle into a restorative practice of Baddha Konasana. Such a lovely posture that soothes and supports the hips and the low back and the whole being, welcoming that sense of peace. So for props that we'll need today, we'll need a bolster, or you can use some other cushions and things like that. A pillow for your head. I'm sitting on a blanket for extra comfort, and then I'll sit on this cushion too. And you can also have some blocks handy or some extra cushions. So I have 2 blocks. You might grab extra cushions instead. So just making do with what you have available, and don't stress if you are reaching for bed pillows and things like that. They work wonderfully. And we'll start from a comfortable seated position. Sitting on top of your cushion or your bolster. Let's take some time here to soften into the space. Time to release stories of the day. And feel yourself perhaps already coming home to reconnecting with this place of inner peace, a place of stillness and quiet. Begin to draw your awareness to the breath. Noticing the natural breath flowing. And the breath is such a beautiful way, a beautiful and accessible, user-friendly way for us to come home to this sense of peace. It cannot travel into the past, it cannot travel into the future, and so it anchors us, presences us right here, right now. An arrival happening, an arrival in this moment as you attune to the flow of breath drawing in and out of the body. And you might sense it starts to lengthen and deepen. And welcoming this breath and awareness of this inner space deepening. And allow yourself to just arrive as you are. There's a sense of self-compassion and love, acceptance, warmly welcomed here as you are, with whatever is. Meeting, greeting, welcoming whatever is here today. And this sense of acceptance can help us to connect with this place of peace, inner peace. There's no gripping. We let go of control, grasping, or pushing away. Your beautiful being, your beautiful self, all of you, you're welcome here and now with love. You might imagine this love and peace like a warm glow within. Perhaps in the heart space. Imagine this glow radiating outward from the heart all throughout your being. As if you could nourish this glow with each breath, each deep and relaxed breath, until you are completely full, even overflowing with this sense of peace. We'll take just a few more breaths here. As if delivering peace with each breath to every cell. Beautiful. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Breathe out of the mouth. Inhale through the nose as the arms reach out and up toward the sky. Exhale through the mouth as the hands draw together and down. Let's do that twice more. Breathing in, arms sweep out and up. Exhale with a sigh, hands to the heart. You might tuck your chin. Once more. You could look up, even if the eyes are closed. You might lift the chin and then tuck it down on the exhale. Interlace your fingers here. We'll press the palms forward. You can tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone round the back. Inhale, lift the arms up toward the sky. Beautiful. Let's exhale, sweep the arms out and down. Wonderful. Reaching just the right arm out and up toward the sky. Here we'll stretch over toward the left. Let's pause. Breathing here. If you feel to, you can circle your arm to get into your shoulder a little bit more. Changing the direction of your circles if you're tracing them, if you're exploring them. And we'll sweep through to the opposite side, lowering through the right arm, lifting through the left. And it might feel different on this side. You may welcome some circles with your left side arm. Or perhaps lingering in stillness. If you're circling, change the direction. And we'll come back to center. The hands now, you can either tent your fingertips or root through your fists, hands behind the hips. We'll stretch the legs out here, giving the legs a little shake, shake, shake. You can pedal through the feet like you have flippers. And we'll bend the knees. So leaning into the hands, we'll rock knees from side to side, just windshield wipering with the legs. You may prefer even to create more space, opening through the feet a little bit more and letting your movement become more exaggerated. Wonderful. Let's scooch the feet back toward each other and then draw just one knee out and the other. And take a moment now with both knees reaching outward, soles of the feet toward each other. We'll settle into a seated Baddha Konasana. And when you are arriving here, we'll start fluttering the knees. You could imagine your legs like butterfly wings. Deep breaths, sitting tall, shoulders relax. You might have the eyes closed and just breathing into sensation. Now let the movement of the legs relax into stillness. Rooting through your sits bones, we'll take a deep breath in, lift through the crown of the head, breathe out, folding softly forward as if hinging from your hips. Inhale, lift, rise, sit tall. Exhale, flowing forward. So just noticing sensation around low back, hips, thighs. As you flow forward on the exhale, upward on the inhale. And you can either keep flowing or you may pause. You might like to pause in the forward fold, so it's up to you. If you're pausing, you could take your hands to your feet and then notice what it feels like to open the feet like a book. Just sensing any difference here for the inner thighs, the hips. And let's imagine we're closing a book, closing the feet back together. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, knees come back toward each other, using the hands for support. Good. And then you can windshield wiper knees once again, side to side. You may shake the legs out. We'll transition now into table pose, coming to our hands and knees. Here's my cat to say hello. Can come over to table pose, arriving on your hands and knees. We'll start to wag the tail from side to side. So you're just shifting your hips from one side to the other. And now circling the hips around. Stay with your breath. You might have the eyes closed. And be feeling your way through these gentle movements with particular awareness of the hips. Changing the direction if you haven't already. Beautiful. Now coming back to stillness and table pose. Inhale, the right leg reaches back. Exhale, draw the right knee outward toward the elbow and then begin to circle this leg. So the leg is bent and you're circling around and around. taking rest whenever you need. Let's go the other way with these circles. Flowing movement, but you might find this is quite warming. On your next inhale, reach your right heel back. Exhale, knee back, under hip. Inhale, left leg extends, stretching back through the left leg. Exhale, knee toward the elbow, and you can circle. Just like a puppy at a fire hydrant here. It's fire hydrant pose, but we find some circles around and around. And go the other way. Inhale, left leg stretches back. Exhale, knee under hip. Inhale, lift the crown, lift the tailbone, arch the spine. Exhale, tucking chin, tucking tailbone round the back. Breathing in, arching the spine, cow stretch. Breathing out, navel hugs in toward the spine, cat stretch. Now, let's start to invite child's pose into this flow. So you exhale, rounding through the back. Draw the hips back toward the heels. Inhale, glide the heart forward along the earth, arching the spine. We press up to cow stretch. Flowing with breath. Exhale, passing through cat, through child's pose. Inhale forward and up into cow stretch. Undulating through the spine. And we're going to settle into child's pose for a few breaths, but let's take a wide-legged expression. Opening through the knees, the big toes touch. You can round your back as you sit the hips down toward heels, so they don't have to touch, just coming toward that space. Let the upper body melt down. You might feel you have a bit more space to rest with this wide-legged position, the knees outward. And you can also welcome in a bit more of an opening, spaciousness for the hips and the low back. And we'll take just 3 deep breaths here. You may have your arms stretched out, or you could stack your hands under your forehead. One more big breath in. Exhale, maybe through the mouth with a sigh. We'll shift into our table pose again, just passing through. You can find your way to a seat as I demonstrate our restorative posture that we'll settle into. So after some nice warming of the hips and the low back, you can welcome in even more comfort in stillness. In the stillness of the restorative, supported Adho Konasana. Okay, so you might like your blanket to keep you warm. You can move that if so. I have 2 yoga mats. We want to have lots of padding beneath our body. You may keep your blanket down. And I'm taking my blocks, placing them like a stage. So again, you can do this with pillows, putting that at the end of my mat. My bolster just over top or in front of. Wonderful. I have my blanket handy. Once I'm ready to lay back, you can take your time to recline. And your bum is coming close to your cushion here. You might have an eye pillow, something like that handy to cover your eyes as well. And before we drop into this restorative posture, you can keep your legs bent for a moment and just notice that the low back feels supported by the ground. There's a slight pelvic tilt as if you're lengthening the tailbone toward the end of your mat. Checking in with the position of your pillow for your head. Let's hug the knees in toward the chest. Deep breaths here. The head relaxes down. And with the hands onto the knees, start to circle them around and around, rotating through the hips just a little bit more and massaging your low back. Find these circles in the opposite direction. Imagine that you could breathe down into the hips, as if the breath could lubricate these joints and release tension. Wonderful. We'll draw the knees away from one another. The soles of the feet come together. And as you settle into this restorative posture, the feet rest on your blocks while the legs are supported by your bolster or cushion here. If you need to add extra pillows under the thighs or under the knees, please do. Take the time to get settled so that in the restorative posture you can be effortless. So all of the effort in the restorative postures, it comes in the settling in. And then once you're settled, there's this deep release of effort and relaxation into gravity. So I'm tucking in with a blanket here, the legs resting in this diamond shape. If you have a rectangular bolster, you can also turn it on the side to make it taller. Making sure you'll be warm enough, just really nestling in. You might think of a peaceful little babe, a young child sleeping, the way that you would tuck them in, get them comfortable, make sure they had everything they needed for rest. And you allow that same peaceful presence and you offer it to you as you're tucking yourself in. So again, you might cover the eyes, your arms, relax at your sides, palms turning to face up. A beautiful gesture of letting go. Once you release your effort, as you surrender into gravity, connecting with the breath here, and the breath anchoring you with a peaceful presence in this moment. I'll invite you to explore a very soothing breathing technique with me. And you may keep breathing just in a way that feels relaxed. That's most important, that your breath brings you home to a sense of peace. And you might find that this technique I'll offer, this 4-7-8 breath technique, that can help you to come home to that sense of peace and calm. And if you wish to give it a try, we can start by taking a cleansing breath in and out, And we breathe in for 4, 2, 3, 4. Pause for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Pause. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Pause. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And keep going with that. Breathing in for 4, pausing for 7, breathing out for 8. A count of 8. Really connecting with the parasympathetic nervous system, this technique supporting you and coming home to a sense of peace. Just a couple more rounds with this breath. Inhale for 4, pause for 7, exhale for 8. And letting go of the technique, letting go of the counting, and allowing yourself to simply rest in this place of peace. A sense of surrendering into gravity and into what might be here in this moment. Acceptance, welcoming in your unique experience, knowing there's nothing to change. This restorative practice is such a beautiful way to connect with the presence of this inner peace that's already here, and give ourselves the time and space to pause, to step out of the chatter and the busy, and to reconnect with this inner place of peace and stillness. allowing for a letting go, a release of anything that may be clouding, clouding your relationship with this inner space. And this letting go, a reminder that this is possible as we release our effort, as we surrender into gravity. We don't always need to be in action and effort and gripping and holding the push and pull. We let it all go as we relax. And the more we take time to build relationship with this inner place of peace, the more easily we can access this place whenever we need, at any time. Coming back to the breath, we'll start to deepen into the breath here. And you might continue resting in this bound angle, Supta Baddha Konasana, for as long as you feel to. But if there's a transition required for the rest of your day, then you can deepen into the breath and start to also welcome into your awareness the space around you, just sensing, even with eyes closed, you might feel the weight of the blanket on your body, or feel the touch of the air on your skin, noticing any sounds that might be present in your space. And when you're very ready, you can wiggle fingers and toes, roll the wrists. And when the hands are ready, you can bring them to the thighs and draw the knees back toward each other. So using the hands for some support. Find any counter stretch here that feels nourishing to you in this moment. So that might be another hug of knees in toward the chest. You can circle the knees around once again. The hands on the knees circling around. If you're circling, change the direction. Let's, with the knees bent, the feet to the bolster, rock the knees from side to side. Beautiful. Let the knees drop over toward one side, rolling over into a fetal position. And as you arrive here, there's a real honoring of this state of being that you've come home to. This meditative, peaceful state of being. This unwavering calm. And as you rise, will rise with a commitment to remembering that this peace is here. will rise with an honoring of this state of being you've come home to through your practice. You may keep the eyes closed as you shift to a seat. Take as much time as you need. There isn't any hurry, there isn't any rush. And as you make your way to your seat, you can continue to notice how you feel. Taking one hand to the heart and the other hand just right on top. Thank yourself for being here today, for diving into this practice, making space in your day, a peaceful space in your day to tend to the wellness of your being, your whole being, continuing to sense the glow, the warm glow of peace and love, compassion, acceptance within. Trusting that when we make time for ourselves in this way, everyone benefits. The world around us, the ones that we'll meet throughout the rest of the day. Our practice, the resonance of our practice ripples out into the days, the weeks, and into the hearts of those we encounter. And for our planet, we practice. We make this commitment to cultivating peace within and a more peaceful landscape around us, the world we live in. Let's gather the hands palm to palm at the heart in Anjali Mudra, and you might bow your head toward your heart center. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings be at peace, be healthy and free. May each of our thoughts, words, actions contribute to the peacefulness, healthiness, and freedom for all beings. And from the bottom of my heart, I wish you peace, love, and light. You can flutter open through the eyes slowly, welcoming in light, color, the space around you. Thank you so very much for being here, for joining me for this practice, for taking time to connect with this sense of inner peace. And I think it's really beautiful what you're doing, the way that you're committing to bringing peace into your life and spreading that love, light, peace into our world. As we all realize, I'm sure that we can use more of this. Yes, so many thanks to you for joining us for this practice in the immersion. Maybe you're tuning into some of the other practices in the immersion as well. Again, I'll leave a link below to how to sign up for the immersion if you haven't already, and to the playlist of all of the offerings on the 4 different channels for this 5-day immersion. Will culminate on the full moon in the last practice, and it's going to be so beautiful. If you love restorative yoga and learning of the moon, we have a training for you at the School of Living Yoga called Moon Restorative Yoga Teacher Training. It's an online yoga teacher training. It's so wonderful, the community that forms. We learn about the rhythms of the moon, the phases, and we move along through this restorative training guided by the map of the lunar phases in that way, starting at the new moon and then flowing to the full moon and again back to the new moon. So, riding these beautiful cycles and rhythms, and as you move along, soaking up the teachings of not just lunar wisdom, but of course of yogic philosophy, these ancient wisdoms offered by the practice, the philosophy of yoga, and the way that we can tune into relaxation as an art, coming back to peace each day, each week, and just letting the consistency of our practice really compound and have that ripple effect in our lives, the peaceful rippling effect that can support us all. So, if you would like to learn more about the restorative yoga teacher training and to become part of this online global community of beings that share the same intention for peace for our planet, then please visit the link below that I have for you about this YTT, or you can leave me a comment below and let me know that you want more info, and I'll get that to you. I also love to hear about you or from you in the comments if you have anything to share about how you felt after the practice, if you feel called to, or you can leave me a little emoji, a little heart or something like that. And I'm excited to see you again very soon. Thank you for being here. Bye.